Alright. 3, 2. Hi, I'm Mr.Mojo, and this is Snowmobiling 101. How to snowmobile if you've never snowmobiled. We have several snowmobiles today. We have 2 beginners here we're going to teach. A couple dogs that aren't going to go snowmobiling with us at all. Snowmobiling is fairly easy as long as you learn the basic principles. 1, leaning is everything. And 2, keeping control of your snowmobile at all times is most important. You don't want to run into anything. Rocks, tree stumps, trees, anything like that. You want to generally stay on the trail whenever you're a beginner. To begin with, on a snowmobile, you have basic things. You have your throttle, which makes you go. There's no clutch, there's no gears. You have your brakes, which obviously stop you. You have an emergency brake on most snowmobiles. Some of them don't. And you have your key, which is your on and off switch, and another on and off, an emergency kill switch, which is right here on top of the handlebars. Cool. This is a choke. Generally when you are a beginner, hopefully somebody else is starting your sled for you and getting it warmed up a little bit. If not, you have to choke the snowmobile. If it's real cold, you choke it all the way open. And if it's not very cold, you choke it halfway. Once it's been warmed up, you don't have to use the choke at all. There's a fuel gauge either located on the cap or somewhere on the dashboard. Obviously make sure you have fuel. You also want to make sure on a snowmobile that's a 2-stroke snowmobile, you have 2-stroke oil put into the oil container under the hood. Some of the newer snowmobiles, mostly Yamahas, are 4-strokes now and they run like your car and they don't need 2-stroke oil. There's also a coolant container just like on your car for antifreeze. And that needs to be, make sure you top that off. Other than that, take a look around the snowmobile and make sure that the spark plug caps are on and it looks like it hasn't gone through any explosions the last time anybody rode it. Snowmobiles have a transmission which works with centrifugal clutches. There's a primary clutch and a secondary clutch. The primary clutch squeezes in on the belt. The secondary clutch opens up, which creates an effect of transmission which changes the ratio from this side to this side, which lets you go start with lots of low end torque and you end up at top speed with this shifted all the way out and this shifted all the way closed, which gives you a big gear over here and a small gear back here. After the power goes from the secondary clutch, it goes generally through a jack shaft, which transfers the power to the other side through another gearbox, which is oiled and has its own dipstick. Just leave it. So that's the clutch system for a snowmobile. Every once in a while you'll have a problem with the belt here, and the belt will break. You'll need another different instruction on that. There's several ways to get belts off on each different brand of snowmobile. Carrying an extra belt is very important if you're out in the backcountry and the belt happens to go. Having the secondary belt is very, very important. Alright, let's see here. As far as riding goes, snowmobiles are nothing like motorcycles because when motorcycles turn, they're able to curve inward and do an arc. On a snowmobile, you're on 2 skis in the front, and if you go too sharply around a turn without giving enough weight, i.e. leaning like this, the snowmobile will want to flip up and onto 1 ski. So leading is everything as far as snowmobiling. When you're in deep powder snow, which is obviously for another day, most snowmobilers are standing up and putting all their weight on one foot or the other one. Well, leading makes most beginners fairly uncomfortable. So getting their butt off the chair even a couple inches is an awful lot to ask. So when in doubt, lean as much as you can and slow down before the snowmobile flips over. Once you start it, all you have to do is engage the gas and it will go. You just give it gas. There's nothing else. It's one of the most simple things in the world that beginners just kind of say, well, why isn't it going? They don't give it enough gas to begin with. or how do you get it to go? Just give it gas. Another real big one is make sure you never give it gas and brake at the same time. If you accidentally don't, if you do it wrong and you get in the habit of using both at the same time, like some bad drivers, it will destroy the belt like that. It'll make the belt slip on the clutch. Other than that, the track down below, which spins around and propels the snowmobile, it is intimidating to some people to look at, but it's not dangerous. I've never seen anybody get hurt by it. You literally have to be another person off of the snowmobile getting run over by the snowmobile at full throttle, or you have to be a passenger and really try to get your feet or hands up under there to get anything done to you. It's not something that you should be nervous about. It's generally when you fall off the snowmobile, you fall off the side and the snowmobile goes another 10 or 15 feet and stops, unless you're going downhill. If you're going downhill, try really hard not to fall off your snowmobile. Give it brakes. The number one problem I've seen with snowmobiles braking is they hit trees. And people either let go of the snowmobile and it hits a tree, or they run into the trees because they're going too fast around the turn. U.S. military doing some training exercises up here on Tennessee Pass. Anyway, that's about it for snowmobiling. Do you have a question, Mr. Beginner?
Yes, what's the procedure for getting stuck?
When you get stuck on a snowmobile, don't keep giving it gas. That's the worst thing you do. When you get stuck on a snowmobile, you should definitely be with somebody more experienced, hopefully, because you're in a powder field and they're going to help you get out.
Okay.
But generally, you're going to have to dig around the front area to lower the front end, because generally you're going to dig a hole before you get stuck, or when you get stuck with the back, and that's a problem. If you think you're stuck, stop right there. Start digging around the front. Get the skis lowered down a little bit. Okay. If you're in a hole in the back, you lift the back end up out of the hole and put it on the side, and then you get going again.
Hence all the handles.
Hence all the handles. Exactly.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Snowmobiles yank around pretty easy on the flat. Yep. In the deep stuff, they don't yank around much at all. You need several people to do that. Right. Anyway, this has been Snowmobile 101 with Mr. Mojo. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again on the trail.